Hey y'all, so when you think of Mexico, you think of all-inclusive resorts, beaches, fun, weather, drinks, just a good time, right? Well, in these viral videos, we take a look at vacations to Mexico that were anything but that. They were a complete disaster. Let's take a look.
Story time. I'm going to tell you how my first trip out of the country ended up being my worst traveling experience ever. Okay, so we get to the resort and everything looks great, right? Everything looks nice. We think we're about to have a relaxing time. And going into the next day, we get on some jet skis, get splashed in the face with all this Pacific Ocean water. Then we get to see sea lions and then have a nice dinner. But then, boom, your girl wakes up sick. And girl, you know what else we wake up to? A pipe bursting in the resort and we don't have no water. None. No water. We can't even take a shower. We can't do anything. We can't even flush a toilet. And then we don't even have no AC. We were in the hotel room sweating. Stuck in the hotel room for hours, can't do none of our planned activities because we won't be able to take a shower afterwards. And here I am sitting in his face trying to entertain myself. Hello, are you gonna talk to me? So then we tried to take a trip to Walmart, right? Now, we're in a foreign country. We don't know how to call a taxi on our own. So our hotel, called our taxi for us. And he said he would wait for us to come out of Walmart. But we come out of Walmart and this man is gone. And now we're stranded. So we're worried. But luckily, we found another taxi driver. He took us back to the hotel. And then when we get back to the resort, we see everybody lined up ready to go home. Because the water is still not on after them telling us all day, yeah, the water will be back up in about an hour and a half. But unfortunately, we had to stay another night and we wake up having to wash our face with water bottles, brush our teeth with water bottles, and take a shower with water bottles because the water is still not on. And then your girl woke up with mosquito bites. Acne. I don't even understand. And my period started, bro. I was so ready to go. I have never been so happy to leave from a vacation, to go home from a vacation ever in my life. I could not wait.
So for 2020, for my birthday, I went to a girls' trip to Tulum. We were there for about 5 days. It was 10 girls. We stayed at this Airbnb. I'll try to put it in so you guys can see it. In Tulum. And when we got there, beautiful Airbnb. So there's rooms downstairs, and you go up the stairs. There's the kitchen, a living room, and a pool on the roof of the house. It was in a cut somewhere, and it had walls around it. Nice house. So we get there, we're having a great trip. I'm not gonna lie, we're enjoying ourselves. We're having fun. We all look really nice. We all have designer stuff, jewelry, but it's nothing too crazy. Regular Rolex, little bags, shoes, designer stuff, but nothing crazy. We're not going crazy. So fast forward, some of our friends that were from New York were in Tulum as well. So we're oh hey, it's my birthday, come to the house. We're gonna get in the pool and stuff, order food. So we did that. We were doing that for 2 nights in a row. And I think they started to understand our little thing that we had planned. Every night we would get in the pool. And when I say that, I'm talking about whoever set us up. So the last day of our trip, we go out and then we come back to the house. We went out with our friends from New York, so we invited them back to the house. So we get to the house, we're having fun, we're playing games, we're on the roof. So next thing you know, I get calls on my phone, but I wasn't seeing it because I was in the pool. So the housekeeper comes and she's don't be scared. So I'm why is she saying don't be scared? So she's you guys have been robbed. So I'm miss, we've been here the whole time. We have not been robbed. I go downstairs to my room. Mind you, I'm all packed up because we're leaving in the morning. There's nothing there. No clothes, no shoes, all my jewelry. All I have is the bathing suit that I have on and the slippers that I wore upstairs. There's nothing in my room. Me and my sister shared a room. All our stuff were gone. I started screaming and crying hysterically. I had so many bags, so many shoes. I had 2 Rolexes, a diamond cross chain, and $3,000 in my bag. So I'm crying hysterically. My friends come down. They're what the fuck is going on? So they go into their room. Their stuff is gone too. So there's 4 rooms. 3 rooms, they took our stuff. I guess they couldn't get to the last one. So now we call the cops. The cops are no help, of course. I start calling the owner first of all, if you seen, he's like, oh, we seen it on the camera, that's how we knew you've been robbed. And I'm like, so why you didn't been like come or call the cops? Like that makes no sense. You tell us we had to call the cops. Why wouldn't you call the cops? And like, what? And I'm like, he had to set us up, because how they got in the house, they climbed the wall and went through the balcony in my room, because my balcony door was open. And I feel like they knew the balcony door was open when they came to clean the house, and they told them like, okay, their stuff is there, the balcony room is open, you can take the ladder and climb up the wall and then go into the balcony. And that's how they got into my room, and then they got all my stuff. So the police end up going like around the block. They found some of my stuff, like I think a bag and one of my wallets. They found, like, they dropped it on the floor. They found it. They stole my friend's passports. I still have my passport. They left my passport on my bed. They actually left my wallet. They just emptied the money out of it and left the wallet. They took my friend's, her Rolex too, and my other two friends' passports, their bags, their laptops, stuff like that. So now I'm like complaining to the owner, like, how could this happen? And like, he's like, oh, he starts blaming it on us, saying that we got robbed by the people because we were welcoming locals to the house. I was like, how are these people locals? These are my friends from back home. These aren't locals. Oh, those people are not on the Airbnb thing. I'm like, yeah, but they're from America. These are my friends. We got robbed by Mexicans. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm completely traumatized at this point. I don't want to stay at the house. So we go to our other friends that were there. We go and stay at their Airbnb because we don't want to stay there. Like, we felt violated. And I didn't have anything. Like, I literally left Mexico in a bathing suit. Like, I got on the airplane with a bathing suit and a pair of shorts that my homeboy gave me. Like, I've never been so traumatized. And then they were gaslighting me, trying to make it seem like it was our fault. Oh, we were being flashy. We weren't even doing the most. It was like, I have nice things, like, and I wasn't even doing the most. I was chilling. They were no help. Airbnb was no help. It was just one of the most violating experiences I think I've ever went through. Like, for all my hard-earned things, like, I had so, like, if I tell y'all, like, how much things I had, like, Hermes shoes, a brand new Gucci bag with matching shorts that I never wore with the tags on it. I had Louis Vuitton shoes, Louis Vuitton bag, Louis Vuitton sunglasses, like, so much designer shit, like, maybe over, like, $25,000. It was my birthday, so I bought, like, all new shit. Everything was gone. Airbnb was like, oh, they did their investigation, and there's, like, you know, there's nothing they can do, but they refunded me back for the house. And I was like, okay, whatever. The owner took no accountability. He was disgusting, like, so disgusting. All he kept doing was blaming us, saying it's not his fault, he had nothing to do with this. And I'm like, you clearly did, and whatever. Like, either you or your housekeeper, somebody set us up. And for you, he wasn't even there, so for you to say that we were being flashy, that means you were looking at us. So I didn't meet the owner once when I got to that Airbnb. So, and then Tulum police, horrible. Like, they were no help. They were rude. They didn't care. They were laughing. But they probably was in on it. So it was just disgusting. I would never ever in my life go back to Tulum. It was an amazing trip until that part. Like, they're crooked. They're disgusting people. And I don't recommend for you guys to go there, like, at all. I'll try to post another TikTok with, like, the videos and stuff of what happened. I'm gonna try to look for them.
So, quick story time, y'all, about going to Mexico without a passport. We actually went to San Diego for a family reunion, and this was a few years ago, 2019, and there was a lot of elders with us, and they were basically saying, like, because we were looking for different stuff to do or whatever. We went to Catalina Island, we did a bunch of stuff, and I think, like, the second to last day, they was like, yeah, we should go to Mexico, we should go to Tijuana. They have a lot of little, like, shopping things when you first cross over, and we can get a lot of, you know, good stuff for the low, like, we should go. And I'm like, oh yes, like, okay, shopping in Mexico, okay, like, sound lit, you know. The old heads was like, yeah, you don't need a passport. They were like, literally, you just need your ID. And we was like, dang, for real? Like, obviously, if our elders are telling us this, we're, like, gonna believe it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you going to Mexico. Like, this family reunion trip then got lit, honey. Like, we finna go out the country. Like, okay. So we get over there, and it's like I said, it's like parking over there. There's currency exchange. There's eating places. Like, it's like this whole little kind of like area, right? We go inside, and we end up like in the little line where it's like for the Americans. There's also a line where people go to return back into Mexico because they live in Mexico. So, but we're in our little line or whatever, we waiting. The first person that goes is my cousin Kelsey. She already has her passport. Everybody else in the line either didn't have a passport or they left their passport at home. Because mind you, we were just in San Diego, so folks just brought their ID or whatever. Well, we thinking it's fine because they already assured us, you know what I'm saying? So we go, whatever. Kelsey gets to the side because she's already like showed her passport, whatever. The next two people go, and they didn't have their passports because, like I told y'all, in the group, like it's like 10 of us, and out of the group, only one person had their passport. So we're just the line's moving along. We're not really like thinking nothing, but some people started going like to the side, and then like even when it was me and Jared's turn to go up to the line to show our IDs, they asked if we had a passport. We was like, no. They said, we didn't need one, whatever. Just okay, go up here. So we're like, oh, okay, it must be like a whole separate thing for people that don't have passports. So like, okay, cool. So we go, whatever. Next thing you know, they took us all to this room. We was like, why we all be going to this room? Next thing you know, all of us are in the room, and this like, basically he was like border patrol, like for Mexico. He came in there and was like, mind you, they had all of our IDs. Cause like when we walked up, like they had us like hand them our IDs, and then it was like, okay, y'all need to stand to the side or whatever. Dude walks in, he ends up closing the door behind him, and then we was like, hey, things are kind of getting suspect at this point, So he has our IDs, right? Say these is like our IDs, it's like a stack of 10 IDs. And he walks in, he closes the door, and he's like, so, what makes y'all think y'all can come into our country without no passports? Like with like a Hispanic accent, Everybody's like our faces was on the floor. Because even the way he said it was like kind of aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And we're just like, at first nobody's answering because we're just so like in shock, and it's given we in trouble. Okay? He got a gun on his hip. It's like what's T? So then, I can't remember who answered, or if we all answered at once or like whatever, but we started being like, no, because they said we had to, and it's like we trying to explain ourselves. So then, he's like, okay, like everybody be quiet, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right, well, this is what I could do for y'all. I can let y'all in the country, you know what I'm saying? But mind you, he didn't say it like this, you know what I'm saying? He's saying it with like a Hispanic accent. I can let y'all in the country or whatever, right? But y'all gonna have to pay something, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to pay something. Each person gonna have to pay something. And like at first, it was given like it's a fee since we don't have a passport. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can get in, it's not an issue, but you gotta pay a fee. Like that's at first kind of what was given. But as he kept talking, it started seeming like, wait, like. Literally what you're saying is we can pay, and I can't remember what the exact number was, y'all, but I want to say it was somewhere like around $150 per person to get over there. And he was like, and then when you come back, you know what I'm saying, I'll make sure that y'all get back in. And I'm like, oh, no. Like instantly in my head, I'm like, no, like I ain't going over there. You got it. You got it, boo. I don't have to go. Like, it was never that serious for me to go to Mexico. Like, don't even worry about it. Tijuana, be easy. So, then, I want to say it was like my husband, Jared, and his big cousin that started saying like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. No, you can give us our IDs back and we'll just go back in. It was like, no. And I'm like, yeah, like what they said. Like, I'm not going over there. So then the dude was kind of like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But he actually seemed like he was kind of mad or whatever, like that we didn't want to do that or whatever. But basically, it was like, you're basically trying to finesse us, like you're trying to make some money off of us. None of this sounds legal. I'm pretty sure it's not. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if we're not supposed to be going into your country without no passport, then that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? They made a mistake. Let us go. So then he kind of had like a little attitude, but he kept our IDs. Like, and I remember like my husband specifically saying like, yeah, you could just give us our IDs back. But there's no giving us the IDs back. Like, he literally didn't give us the IDs back. And he like left out the room with our IDs still. So then, like, when we're back in there alone by ourselves, like, I start crying. Like, it was traumatic. We all start, like, talking amongst ourselves, like, oh my God. And I'm crying, and I'm like, babe, like, oh my God, we going to Mexico jail. We going down. Like, I was like, either we going to Mexico jail or off of there, sex trafficked. Like, they finna steal my ID. And somebody finna pass for me. Like, they go to the U.S. Like, I think I'm light-skinned enough, they gon' pass for Mexican. Like, I'm doomed. So then next thing I know, he does end up coming back, still got all these in his hand. And he was like, okay, y'all come with me. And we're like, okay, like, but we said we want to go back, but, you know, I'm trying to figure out what you're doing. Like, it was like, no, just follow us, you know, da-da-da. So we start following him, and it's like this long line of us, like 10 of us, right? So we're walking, you know. We're thinking he's gonna just walk us right back out the front door. We're the same door we came in. I'm not understanding why we can't just go out the same way we came in. It's right here. Like, we could just go give us our IDs back. He didn't do that. Like, next thing I know, we're going through these little tunnels. It was a couple of areas that was dark, in some back alleyway type shit, literally. Like, I'm not making this up. Literally was giving back alley. Okay, we heard background noise. It was like these big old walls on the side of us. Like, but it was kind of like maybe only like that big. Like, and so I'm thinking of a game plan. Like, I'm thinking, okay, like, what we gonna do? So I don't know what everybody else is thinking, but I'm thinking like, okay, can my husband like jump with him? Like, I don't know. I'm looking around, but as I'm looking back, it's another dude behind us. He also has a firearm on his hip. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, they're taking us to go and be sex trafficked or something, obviously, because why did he not give us our IDs back yet? We in their territory. Like, we don't know what's finna happen. We going through the little tunnels or whatever like that. Next thing you know, we are back, not on that side, but we're back on some whole other side that we don't even recognize. And he hands our whole IDs, like the whole stack, to an American. And literally he said like, U.S. Border Patrol. So we back with our people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, we ain't got to go to Mexico. He letting us come back. Okay, but we just had to come the back way. Okay, cool. And he gives us our IDs, and he hands them to us one by one. The American U.S. Border Patrol people. And then we got to go back through. It was crazy. Like, it was crazy, y'all. I literally was scared for my life. But yes, in 2015, they changed the law. You need a passport, okay? If you want to walk over Tijuana to get into Mexico, you need your passport. Now, I don't know about the other, but Tijuana, you need a passport.
Okay, y'all, put a finger down if it is your best friend's birthday and y'all decide to go on a girls trip to Cancun. It's 2022. It's you and her and then her two other really good friends. So it's a girls trip. It's 4 of us. You all decide to get 2 presidential suites and you're just going to split the cash. You, which is me, I am a Marriott Elite member. So I say, hey, I'm going to put my name. I'm going to book both of the rooms up under my name. Y'all could just give me all the money when we get to Cancun, because we can pay cash or card. Everyone just make sure they give me their amount before we get to the resort, okay? Reason I put it all under me is because I can get the points, I can get the status, we're getting upgrades. Like, it was a reason why I did what I did, y'all, okay? So during that, we're all excited. We're going on a trip. We got the group chat going. Like, we're making it out the group chat, okay? We were making it out the chat. Nobody decided to check the weather. The day before, a big hurricane ends up happening and there's no more flights out to Mexico. So we just like, what the heck? You know, all of this other stuff. I'm calling the resort like, hey, y'all, it's a hurricane. Can we get a refund? You know, a reschedule or anything? The
resort is like, no, y'all should have been here. It's just raining really hard, but you can still use all of the amenities that are inside, so we're not going to be able to refund your money. So at first I'm heated, but it's really nothing we can do about it. I try to talk to the manager, but it's really not budging. Okay, boom. So the hurricane only lasts like 2 days. So 2 days later, mind y'all, I'm sorry, I should have said this since the beginning. It was a 5-day trip. Like, we were supposed to be going for 5 days. So the first 2 days were eat up from the hurricane, okay? The hurricane died down for real. Now they're taking flights out to Mexico. So my best friend and I are like, hey, y'all, come on, let's still go. We still have 3 nights that we're essentially paying for. You know what I mean? Because I didn't cancel the whole thing. I did not cancel anything. So realistically, we can still go for the last 3 days, okay? I already put down a deposit. Let me say this too. Me personally had paid for the deposit for both rooms just because, hey, it's under my name. Like, we'll split all of this up later. We were all cool. I was not afraid of people running off or, oh, she not about to pay. Like, it was none of that going on. We was all real close. Okay, so, hey, y'all, let's go. We still got 3 days. The other 2 girls was like, nah, they just had a hurricane. They said that they didn't feel safe going anymore, so they weren't gonna go. So my best friend and I, we like, shit, we finna go, like, YOLO. So we like the bags was already packed. So we go back to the airport. They reimbursed our money, so they was gonna put us on the next flight. So it was nothing. So we're at the airport. They had to do the 6:50. We had the 6:50 a.m. flight out to Mexico. Okay. So she and I wake up at 3 a.m., get all our stuff and head out to the airport. So on our way to the airport, I decide to take an edible. Reason being is we turning up. Okay, we get to the airport. Y'all already know DTW airport is that McDonald's right there. Destiny, my best friend, the best friend's like, Sid, you should eat something. Me, it's 5 a.m. I'm not trying to eat nothing. I'm not hungry. Like, I don't want to eat anything. She bought me a muffin. Just in case for the flight ride. But I didn't want to eat the muffin right now. I really didn't have an appetite. Okay, boom. So, mind y'all, we're flying Spirit. Let me say that. Okay. We get on the plane. Takeoff was at 6:50. We're on the tarmac for a whole 2 hours. 2 hours, no takeoff. Mind y'all, I need to add this as well. Her birthday is in August, late August. So we're on this hot ASS plane, no air conditioning for 2 hours. 2 hours. Okay, boom. The flight finally takes off and I projectile vomit all around me. I did not eat that muffin, and I just think y'all know when a plane take off, it kind of does one of this. All on the window, on the back of this little boy head in front of me. I'm in the middle seat. My best friend's next to me, and this random lady is on the other side of me. So mind y'all, I had my mask down. Like, it's 2022, so people still wear masks, but I just had the mask down because it's hot. You know, it's hot. Destiny, my best friend, she's to the left of me, sleep. So I'm like, it's a Karen. I don't want to call her a Karen, but the lady in front of me is like, oh my gosh, you threw up on my baby's head. I'm like, I can't talk, y'all, because I have throw up in my mask and I'm trying to hold it. Like, I can't talk. So I'm, wake up, help me. The lady right next to me like, oh my God. We're still flying up. Next thing I know, a flight attendant comes running down. Now everybody got their cameras out. They're like, get her out of here. Mind y'all, we're still going up. We're still going up, okay? So the flight attendant comes running down. Ma'am, she hands me a roll of toilet paper. Now, y'all know Spirit toilet paper is super thin. Like, what am I about to do with this? I just vomited all over. I need something more than some I need a towel, baby. I need a towel, something. So that happens. They have to do an emergency landing. So now everybody's booing me. Boo, boo, get her out of here. 5 guys in hazmat suits. It looked like, you know, the zombie movies when they got the hazmat green suits, white and green suits on, come running. We're like seat row 36. So they come running all the way in the back of the plane. Dang near yanks me out my seat and carries me all the way to, getting carried out. You know, I'm just trying to make sure my best friend is coming off this plane too. Like, is she about to go to Mexico without me? Ugh. They take me off the flight. Everybody's cheering while they're taking me off the flight. Like I just did something completely wrong. People are recording me. It was so embarrassing, y'all. Come to find out, Spirit told me, because after I throw up, get myself together, okay, when's the next flight? The next flight was at 11 a.m. So I'm like, cool, okay, we'll just stay in the airport. You know, our bags are already on the plane. So I'm like, okay, we'll just get our bags, you know, when we get there. Put us on 11 a.m. Y'all, Spirit said no. Disease control, something like that. After you vomit, you're not able to get on a flight 24 hours. You have to wait 24 hours of 0 symptoms of anything. I said, y'all, I'm not sick. I just took an edible. I was hot. I was sitting on a tarmac for the last 2 hours. Everything was just bubbling up in me. Like, they wasn't having due to COVID restrictions or something like that. So our bag, because then the flight still took off. So now our clothes, both of our bags are in Mexico right now. And my best friend is pissed off at me because now I really ruined the birthday trip. Call the resort, try to get the money back. They're like, no. So my car gets charged $3,500. I had put a deposit down on some of the excursions too. So now I got charged for some of the excursions. My best friend's mad at me. We're not in Mexico. And I had throw up all over my new jogging suit.
Story time of how I got arrested in freaking Cancun, Mexico. Yes, I went to jail on a girls trip. So if y'all about to go to Cancun, Mexico, or any type of trip out of the country, y'all need to come on and watch this video. Oh my God, I don't even freaking know where to start. So y'all, basically, so me and my 4 friends, we go out to a pool party at like Congo Bungo or something like that. Coco Bungo, Congo, whatever. Some lit ass pool party in Mexico. We turned up. We got the bottles. We popping shots. We're lit as hell. Like, we're so freaking lit. Like, we was turned the fuck up real bad. So I, out of the rest of the girls, get a little too lit. So I like physically just like start throwing up. I'm not like super white girl wasted, drunk, falling out, but I'm just like, y'all, like I feel sick. Like no more shots for me. Like I'm done for. Like I'm sick. One of the girls was just basically like, yeah, no, Johnny is sick. We're gonna go back to the resort because like we're too lit. And like boys were starting to try to like come near us and inviting us to their Airbnb and stuff like that. But we're like, no, like Johnny is sick. I'm done for. We're going back. So one of the girls was basically just like, no, like y'all go. I'm fine. I'll stay with the boys. I'll go back to their Airbnb. Y'all can kind of like meet me up later, whatever. So the one friend who was saying like, no, we're going back. She's like, girl, no, you're not going with them. You're coming back with us. Like we all came together. We all leaving together, which I get. Some way, somehow, in the mix of that, there was like an argument between the 2 girls. Like, girl, we're going back to the resort. You're not going with the boys. Girl, just leave me. I want to go with the boys. Go back. Or da-da-da-da. Like, X, Y, and Z. So it just became like a back and forth argument. Like, you're not going. Yes, I am. I want to have fun. You're not going. Yes, I am. I want to have fun. So it just became like a whole argument, dispute. Words start flying. Eventually, the girl was just like, okay, fuck it. I'm just calm back. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So she gets back into the car, but it still becomes like a heated argument inside of the car. One girl was basically like, I don't appreciate how you were coming at me, basically saying like I'm a bad friend or I'm fake or I'm disloyal or I'm X, Y, and Z because I wanted to go continue to have fun like on my trip. Basically, like you could have said it in a different. She basically, I guess, was trying to explain that instead of snapping like you're disloyal, you're this, you're that, da da da, that she could have just explained it in a better way, by asking her to come back with us. So I definitely get both sides. Like, girl, I'm your friend. I'm trying to protect you. I'm not letting your drunk ass go to an Airbnb with some random ass niggas. But then I also get the other side. Like, girl, I'm your friend. You're not my mom. You don't have to talk to me in that way. Like, if I wanted to do what I wanted to do, then bye, leave me. Like, so it's like I get both sides, honestly.
Either way, so we're all in a taxi on our way about to go back to the resort, and the two girls are still at each other's motherfucking throats. Yo, like, seriously, at each other's throats. Real bad. They're at each other's throats so damn bad, it gets to the point where now motherfuckers are swinging. Windmill. Like, they're throwing punches at this point. Like, it's no longer friends just arguing. Punches are being thrown. Meanwhile, I'm on the side. I'm drunk as shit, but I'm starting to, like, come back to it. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So I kind of jump into the middle of it, trying to, like, break them up. Like, I'm in the backseat trying to break them up. Our other friend, the fourth friend, she's trying to break them up as well. Me and her have nothing to do with nothing. We're just kind of, like, trying to stop them from fighting, because it's just like, this is getting out of hand. Some way, somehow, the taxi driver, I guess, flagged down the police, and they just came over and swarmed our car. Like, they swarmed. So, next thing you know, one of the girls was dragged out of the car and cuffed. Like, literally dragged out and cuffed. They had no remorse. They weren't trying to hear nothing we trying to say. Like, we're trying to tell them, like, it was just a friendly argument. Like, it's fine. Like, we're not from here. We're just going to head back to our resort. Like, she doesn't need to get arrested. They did not give a flying fuck at all. So now the other girl, who was fighting her, is basically like, no, like, it's okay. Like, we were just, like, we're friends. Like, we were just, like, having a little tussle. Like, it's fine. Like, she don't need to go to jail. The cops are like, back up before you're next. And she's like, well, take me, cuff me up. So she ends up getting arrested as well. So now 2 out of the 4 of us are arrested, and now I'm starting to panic, because I'm like, oh my god, like, 2 of my friends are freaking cuffed up in jail at this point. So I'm like panicking. So I'm like snapping at the police, like, let them go, those are my friends, where you taking them, da da da. My friends are like cuffed up and crying hysterically. I'm trying to calm them down. I'm like, just relax, stop resisting, let them take you, I'm gonna figure shit out. I'm telling the cops, I'm trying to like talk to them, but I'm obviously saying it in like a hyper aggressive tone, because I'm worked up. Like, 2 of my friends are freaking locked up. We out of the country in fucking Mexico. What did y'all expect me to be? Calm? Can you let my friends go? No. Like, I'm turned up. Let my friends out. So now it's just me and my other friend. 2 of them are locked up in jail. It's just me and her left. She's trying to calm me down. She's like, Janae, relax, calm down, because if you get arrested, I'm by myself and I'm going to be alone. So she's like, chill out. Like, please stop before you're next. And I'm like, I'm calm, I'm relaxed. I was chilling, y'all. Like, seriously, I was so calm. I brought my 10 down to a 2 real quick. So we get into a taxi with the guys from the Airbnb that the other girl wanted to go to. They followed us, like, came with us to the police station. We go to the police station. I'm calm at this point. I'm on the phone with my mom, like, telling her what's going on. Like, Mom, my friends are arrested and we're da, 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 da. I get out the taxi and I walk into the police station. I'm on the phone still, mind you. So the lady comes up and she basically like, how can I help you? And I'm like, I'm on the phone. I'm like, I'm here for my 2 Americano friends, the 2 Monenas. They're black girls. They got picked up at a pool party like 5 minutes ago. Mind you, the police station was literally down the street from the pool party. I'm like, they just got picked up. Like, I'm just here to bail them out. Like, how much is the bail? What do we have to do so they can come home? She just scratched out completely everything I just said about that and just said, who you on the phone with? So I'm like, why? That has nothing to do with what I'm here for. Like, I'm asking how to bail my friends out and you're worrying about who I'm on the phone with. Like, why? Why does that matter? So she's like, hang up the phone. No, first she said, tell me the person's name who you're on the phone with. And I said, I'm not doing that. Why does that matter? Why do I have to reveal who I'm on the phone with if I'm not here for that? I'm here. You're worrying about the wrong shit. Next thing you know, other cops are starting to come closer to me. I'm starting to back up. Like, what is going on here? Like, what did I do wrong? I'm confused. What laws am I breaking because I'm on the phone? Like, and I'm not telling you who I'm on the phone with. Is that against the law? Anyway, they literally snatch my phone out my hand, take all of my jewelry and stuff off, cuff me, put the cuffs behind my back, and like basically just drag me into the jail cell. So now I'm in the jail cell with my 2 friends and like some random lady who was in there before us. So now 3 of us are now in jail, and the last one is now out, probably losing her shit. Like, where the fuck are my friends at? And how can I get them out? So I'm in jail. I'm trying to like calm everybody down, trying to be the peacemaker. I'm like, all the little arguing, fighting stuff that y'all got going on is over with. Like, we're in jail. Y'all are friends. Cut it out now. Like, I'm being like the mom, I guess, of the group. I'm like, y'all need to wake up. But we're in jail, out of the fucking country. Like, we're in Mexico, in jail, no phones. They took all of our stuff off of us. And our last friend is now by herself, alone, somewhere randomly in Mexico, like probably losing her mind. And by the way, her phone was broke because she, I think, dropped it or had water damage from the pool party. So she didn't even have a phone to help with nothing. So it's like she's literally by herself. I'm like, y'all need to step out of it, wake up, and we need to figure out something. Say sorry, you say sorry, you say sorry, and let's just figure something out, basically. So in the midst of me trying to like calm them down and be the peacemaker, X, Y, and Z, I'm like, our friend is still out there. She's going to figure out something. She's going to help us. Like, she has to save the day because we're in jail. Like, we have, like, she's our only hope at this point. Y'all, literally 5 minutes later, she walks in cuffed, slow walking into the jail cell, gets thrown in with us. So now all 4 of us are in jail. All 4 of us.
I just got back from my trip from Mexico. I do look a little crazy, y'all. It's the next day, and I just got back to Philly. But I'm here to basically tell y'all my experience in Tulum and tell y'all, do not ever go. Don't go to Mexico, y'all. It's so dangerous. It's unsafe. Don't go. Take my experience and learn from it. So our B&B was nice, y'all. This is some pictures of it. Just really beautiful overall, not gonna lie. So the reason why I stayed in a B&B and not a resort is because it was supposed to be 8 of us on the trip, but only 7 of us ended up coming, whatever, cool. But either way, I did enjoy the B&B experience, and I am glad because maybe that helped us experience less injustice. Now, it might be different for other people, but I enjoyed my Airbnb and the services rendered. Now, when we first got to Mexico, the first issue that we encountered was the rental. If you know, they make you bid for business. They all be trying to, oh, come with me. I give you discount. I give you best deal. So at first, y'all, we went to Enterprise to bid for business. They told us that they were going to give us a 8-passenger truck, and they were going to give it for $600, $500, which is literally not bad at all. But where they get you at is that once you leave the airport, you cannot come back in, which is the strangest thing that I've ever heard. Think about it. In your city, when you leave an airport, do they not let you come back in? Wow. So whatever rental place you pick, they have shuttle buses to take you to where the cars is at, and you cannot get back into the airport through certain ways. Like, you literally have to go around the entire airport to get into certain ways. And where the rental cars is at, you cannot get back into the exact place where all the rental car places are bidding for your business. So we gets there, and for one, they did not give us the right truck. They literally scammed us, and they literally played that role like they were going to give us an 8-passenger. At first, they tried to give us a 5-passenger truck. Then the 8-passenger truck that they gave us, the truck was literally so small that 8 suitcases weren't going to fit at all. And at that point, it was like, we might as well just take it because we tried to get excursions done the first day, but that was stopping us up. The whole rental process, it was just too much. Whole time, y'all, then they try to get us to say they don't take they don't take debit cards. They need a credit card for the down deposit. So we had to go back to the airport, and we had to wait for somebody from a different rental company to come outside where the taxis and stuff is, and we had to talk to them. So we ended up going with Hertz. They gave us another bullshit car. Literally, the car speakers and the music was like staticky. It was just bullshit. It was literally bullshit. And they don't even let you try out the car before you buy it. They literally just make you buy the car, then they pull up in the car and just give it to you. That's it. That's all. But at that point, y'all, like I said, not only were we in desperate measures, but we needed a car to get around. So it was just like, we just gonna take what we gotta take. Then our friends are literally looking for us, y'all. They're not letting them get to Terminal 3. They're in Terminal 4, y'all. They're literally right across. They could literally see us from the windows outside of their terminal. And they would not let them come out the terminal. So they literally had to wait and, sorry to say it, but run out to get to us because they would not let them out. They kept telling them, yeah, you can only get out if you're taking a taxi or if you're renting. Like, everything with them is money. Money. Let's try to see how we could get this money. Other than that, the rest of the trip was smooth. I had a lot of fun. Nice restaurants, A couple other restaurants was crappy that we tried. It was just one restaurant that was terrible. It's called La Taquera. Really terrible, really nasty. Do not recommend. But other than that, though, everything else was good. Cool. So the last day we agreed to go to the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning just because we did not know the check-in process with check bags. We're in a different country. We're just trying to make sure that we get there on time at the right time. Lo and behold, our Airbnb is in the jungle, like in the forest, so it's no roads. Tulum is not fully built. If you know, you know. So they only have main roads, no service, and like where the Airbnbs and stays be at, because it just be dirt, rocks, mud. It's no roads, no streets, no nothing. Just paved roads with I guess mud, dirt, rocks, tree branches, all types of stuff that you will find in a jungle or a place like that. Cool, we're riding. Of course, our tire pops. So my boyfriend gets down, he tries to fix the tire, and he got everything right perfectly. The rental car gave us these corny tools to fix a tire, so that was already taking up a lot of time, literally. It was just so much going on, y'all. That's when we finally get done with the whole tire situation, y'all. It was just so much. And we get to go ride back to the airport. We're like, okay, we can still make it, y'all. We had like an hour or two left. We can still make it at this point. Come on, let's just have high energy. We're not even at this point worried about missing our flight because we're looking at the GPS and the time is saying that we're going to make it before our flight. Of course, another problem comes. They stop us at a checkpoint where like these cops are at with the AK-47. You might as well say the cartel. Call it spade to spade. They stop us, y'all. They let all the cars pass. And of course, they stop us and pull us over. It's a checkpoint. It's like a toll, but people are standing there with guns, basically telling you if you could go or if, like, you have to get pulled over to get an inspection. So they're inspecting our car and saying that we're breaking laws because we don't have a seatbelt on, which is respectable. But then they're saying we're breaking laws because we're lapping it up because the suitcases are taking up so much room in the back that we had to put one of the rows down in the seats and, like, had to sit on each other's lap. So they tell my mom, get out the car after asking for the registrations, the license, y'all. She's doing everything that they're asking. They tell her to step out the car. At this point, everybody's heart is beating because y'all got these big guns. The man is clutching on the trigger. What are y'all going to do to my mom? Like, it was such a scary experience. And it was just uncomfortable. Then y'all barely speaking English. Y'all just like, it's just weird. Like, y'all just picking at this point. So she tells my mom, yeah, pay $400 or you go to jail. Why would somebody want to go to jail? And that's messed up because what if somebody don't have $400 and you're not supposed to do that? That's like a cop pulling you over and say, yeah, pay $400 or you go to jail. What? So they tell her, yeah, pay $400 or you go to jail. They're going to say, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll do you a favor and give you a 50% off discount. What? What are y'all talking about? So then my mom like, okay, I don't have cash. Like, I don't carry card. We don't take card. Yeah, y'all don't because y'all know that those transactions are going to show and that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. So then they like, yeah, go over there, get the money and come back by yourself. They told my mom to come back by herself. What? Like, what is wrong with these people, y'all? And then they took my mom ID basically as a way to tell her, like, yeah, you have no other choice but to come back. We have your information. We have your ID. So my mom goes to get the money and she walks back by herself. And my heart is literally beating, y'all. I get out of the car and me and my boyfriend, we watching my mom from a distance. Because at this point, like, we're panicking. People in the car is literally mad that they're about to miss their flight. And all I'm worried about, truthfully, is the fact that something could happen to my mom. Simple. Like, this man is walking over with an AK-47 clutching his gun. It's just too much. Like, I've never been in a situation like this before. So they ain't gonna tell my mom, put it down, put your hand down. Basically saying, put your hand down so nobody see what's going on. Give me the money down low so nobody knows what's going on. And as he tells my mom to put her hand down, like, he pointing the gun, like, basically, like, directing the gun to put her hands down. Like, that's saying, yeah, no other checkpoints will stop you because you already paid. Lo and behold, we get stopped by another checkpoint. Like, at this point, I'm literally irritated. I'm literally so irritated. Like, I'm irked. Then we get to the airport. We're rushing. They gave us injustice. We had to book a whole nother flight, y'all. We had to stay at the airport. We're at Starbucks. Starbucks closed at 9 o'clock in the airport. 10 o'clock p.m. in the airport. And then they had the audacity to say that their airport closes at 9 p.m. I never heard of an airport closing. I thought all airports was 24/7. And it was other people, y'all, that was going through the same thing. They were kicking them out the airports. Literally, basically saying, like, they don't have a hotel, no car, no rental. Because at that point, you already returned your car. You already checked out your hotel, checked out your Airbnb. You just have to sleep outside till the airport opens up again. I don't know, find a way. It's basically what they tell you. That's so cruel. Then on the way back, they basically put, like, a warning on my friend to basically say, like, she's danger, check her. So every time we went through TSA at another airport, they pulled her in the room with cops, checked her down, checked her bag, scanned her phone, did all of this stuff for no reason, y'all. No reason. They checked my boyfriend, literally dumped out the stuff in his bag, patted him down, patted his dreads down, saying that, why? Because he's black with tattoos? That he was that they were scared that he was going to bring in cocaine. Then they don't talk English. They talk Spanish. So everything that you do, they get over on you. If they know that you don't talk Spanish and they know that you're not from here, they get over on you. They look at it like, oh yeah, we about to get this money. Then they made my boyfriend miss the shuttle buses, y'all. When we were at the, first of all, I forgot to tell y'all, when we were literally at the rental car, returning our car, they kept talking on the speakers, making the shuttle buses go past us. We put our we put our airports in this one shuttle bus. This Mexican man took all of our bags out, all of our luggage out the shuttle bus and pulled off on us. And we kept telling them that we were in an urgency to get to the airport. So if you're stuck in a situation like that, don't tell them, because then they do stuff to hold you back up so that you can stay in their country and spend more money and buy another ticket. They are all working together to get more money from tourists, and that is not okay. I understand that your country is kind of poor, but you do not get over.
I've noticed that TikTok has been pushing my Mexico City vlogs on the algorithm, and it's low-key triggering me. That trip was horrible. Been about a year since I went on that trip, so I think it's time to tell you guys the truth about my experience. I know I made it look really good online, but I spent that entire trip scared for my life. And don't get me wrong, Mexico City itself is beautiful. It's an amazing city. It was really the person that I was with. Me and her had been friends for a little over a year, and I really thought she was a pretty solid person. There were some behavioral issues here and there, but I just figured she was kind of quirky, you know, like I'm not the type to really judge anybody. I like to accept people as they are, so whatever your weird eccentricities are, I'm not gonna judge you and make you feel bad about it. It's just who you are to me. So that's what I was doing with her. I was just like, okay, well, you're kind of weird and you do get a little strange sometimes, but the way I see it, that's just your personality. We arrived in Mexico City around the late afternoon. We went out for dinner at a restaurant, and we actually had a pretty good first half day, I guess I would say. And then we went back to the apartment rental that we were staying at, and we decided to end our night by smoking on the balcony. So we smoked the blunt, and then when we were done, we went back inside of the apartment to just like chill on the couch and talk and stuff. And that's when I noticed what was in her hand. So I need to rewind and go back to about 2 years ago. I was dating this guy, and on one of our dates, he surprised me with a custom-made lighter. Like, he handmade this himself for me. And I actually posted it on TikTok. The real ones remember. If you've been here from the beginning, then you probably remember this so vividly. Even after we broke things off, I still really liked and cherished that lighter because it was just so cute and intricate. Then a couple months later, after I got the lighter, I couldn't find it, but I wasn't stressed because I just figured it was probably somewhere in my room. I was passively looking for it, but I was still like looking for it. So fast forward to that night in Mexico City, I look over in her hands and I see my lighter. So I'm relieved. I'm like, oh my God, where did you find this? I wasn't alarmed. I wasn't accusing her of taking it. I was just like, oh wow, where did you find this? Hoping that she would say something along the lines of, oh, I think you forgot it in my apartment or something like that. You know, just chill, casual. She then proceeds to say to me, oh, this isn't your lighter. Somebody gave it to me on a date. When she said that to me, I immediately froze because that is my story. You're literally repeating my own story back to me. And I didn't really know how to process that in the moment. And this is also the same day that the verdict about US government not pursuing charges against Shanquella Robinson's friends came out. And here we are in Mexico, and I'm now realizing that I'm talking to a liar. So I didn't really know what to do in the moment. I was just like, okay, well, I'm feeling kind of tired, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go to sleep. I'll see you in the morning. If we had been in New York, I would have been like, are you dumb? That's literally my lighter. It's just so scary to me when people lie like that, because if you can lie, you can kill. And before you ask, no, it's not the same guy. Number one, he's black. This girl doesn't really date black guys. And number two, he's my age. This girl only dates guys who are older, like significantly older, 10 plus years. And she was already older than me. So she's not dating somebody who's younger than her, and he was my exact age. So no, it wasn't the same guy. She made it up. And as she was saying that lie to me, I was literally staring at a stain that I put on that lighter. No, I was terrified in that moment. Like, I genuinely didn't know what to do or how to process this information or the situation. I had to remove myself and go to bed. I no longer felt safe around this girl, and this was night one of a 4-night trip. You can imagine how the fuck I was feeling in that moment. It was a lot to process. At first, I thought, okay, maybe I'm overreacting about the situation. But the more I thought about it, the more creeped out I was getting. Like, this is such a weird thing to do to somebody that you're friends with. To blatantly lie about something that can easily be disproven is just so strange. I don't know how to reconcile that in my mind. It doesn't make sense. So throughout the rest of the trip, I just slowly withdrew from her. I tried to keep it cordial because it's really awkward to be on a trip for 4 nights and not speak to the other person. But I literally had nothing else to say because now in my mind, I can't trust this girl. There's nothing that we can talk about. There's nothing I want to share with you. We went to dinners together and we would just sit there at the table in silence because I literally had nothing to say. It was the most awkward trip ever. And so around day 3, I began to treat it more as a solo trip. Also, I was literally locking my door at night when I was going to sleep. That's how terrified I was of this girl. Once you lie to me, in my mind, there is nothing that you can't do. That is the one big litmus test for me as to what kind of person you are. I know it seems silly to do this over a lighter, but it really isn't about the lighter. It's the lie. And the fact that she used my own story, that tells me that she's going around to other people.
This shit is not looking the same on camera. Okay, well, anyways, so I just want to talk about what happened yesterday because I was crying all day yesterday because yesterday was shitty. But I'm gonna just make it short. So nobody like did anything bad to me or nothing like that, like to my body or nothing like that. But I had booked tours like for the time being here. I was supposed to meet at this hotel, which I did. Somebody got out, the people who pick you up, they called my name. I gave them my ticket. We drove down a little bit. I was like, wait, my hat. I offered his fucking hat. I was like, wait, my hat. I had left it on the stairs. He stopped the van. I got out and then ran. Thank God I had my phone, but I left my bag on the van because I'm thinking he's going to wait, right? So I ran, got my hat. When I got my hat, went and got my hat, somebody was there in a white van like, Kalisha, are you Kalisha? They thinking I'm running because I'm late, but I'm running to get my hat. And I'm like, yes, but like, somebody's already down there. They done already picked me up. Like, you must got it wrong. And he's like, no, you're right here. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'll get in, just drive down there so we can get my bag. So when we drive down there, the van is gone. So my shit was basically gone. The dude who I was with, he couldn't turn around because he had to go get other people for the tour. I know they got to do a job, but I'm calling the hotel. They don't speak English. So like my wallet, my ID, my cards, my bathing suit, my shoes that I was supposed to wear for my tour, my ATV tour, everything that I was gonna have at that tour was in there. My lip gloss, my deodorant, shit that I would need at that tour. So all my shit is gone still. Yeah, all my shit is still going today, but I did go make a police report because when I went to the hotel I had to do the tour because if I didn't do the tour, they were going to drop me off wherever the fuck we were at. I didn't know where the fuck we were at when I got done off the phone trying to call people, trying to see if like maybe somebody brought my bag back. So I didn't remember what exactly the van looked like, so that is like not helping me. But like they picked me up in front of a hotel and they have cameras on the outside, but they wouldn't show me. So I had to go make a police report. Let me tell you, these motherfucking Mexican people do not give a fuck, okay? So good thing that the person through my Airbnb, he lives here or whatever, he's helping me like push the issue or whatever. So hopefully I just get my bag back. He could have a little $85 cash. He can't get no money off my cards because I locked them. I don't give a fuck about the cash. He could just bring my bag back. I want my bathing suit and shit like that.
So let me tell you about this girl's trip that I went on. It was my first time to Cancun, and me and my friend were both celebrating birthdays, and everything was lit right. We planned it out months ahead of time, everything. I had celebrated my birthday in Houston the month before, well, a couple weeks before, with this same friend. So before you guys start saying, oh yeah, you going out of town with the wrong people, or you don't know them, or whatever the case may be, because I see a lot of people already saying that, that's not true. I've been out of town with this particular person on several different occasions. But for some reason, this specific trip that she actually planned, because I always plan everything, but she actually planned this one. So I was excited because I always plan everything. And I'm like, it's my birthday. If somebody plans something, I didn't have to do anything but just come. But so before we get into the whole story about what happened, I just want to kind of make a statement about mental health and how it is so important to take care of your mind, body, and soul. Because I believe that the main reason for this trip is because my friend was not taking care of her mental health. And she was really not receptive to a lot of things during this time. I just want to make a disclosure about that, because once we get into what I'm telling you, it's not to be funny or to laugh or to mock, but it's also to just bring awareness to certain things and certain aspects about mental health as well. So let's get right into day one. Day one, she booked everything from Houston, so I had to book a flight from Chicago to Houston, and then I got on from Houston to Cancun. The original packet, everybody had tickets from Houston to Cancun. Fine. I get on, I take the break, come back, bloop. Okay. So we arrive on the resort, and it's a new resort, so it's not going to be like a party resort like how some places are in Cancun. It was really zenned out and relaxed, and I was looking forward to resetting because I had been partying all month, and I needed to reset to get back in grind mode because like my body was like dooch, 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 fist pumping literally on its own in its head. It's like it was programmed to just party, party, party. So I needed to have like a zen moment to reset to get back in grind mode. That was ultimately the goal, and of course to drink hella tequila, right, and party a little bit with the Mexicans, but I didn't have any intentions on like partying the whole trip or like, you know what I'm saying, doing the most. This was for me to reset, maybe get a massage, sunbathe by the pool, and just really enjoy Cancun, the sun, the beaches, and things like that. Okay, so once we get there, we get set up, and everything is set up pretty cool. The rooms are magnificent, great. We start packing and we get chill. One thing that we didn't have no weed. I like to smoke. I'm a smoker. I smoke weed. I don't smoke anything else, but I do smoke weed. So we didn't have any weed because we were scared to bring weed through the customs in Mexico, and I'm glad we didn't, because wait till you hear this story later. But anywho, so we went to eat. We tried to figure out what was going on around the resort. And it was, so we started to find place. So we went to the bar. We had some margaritas. We found some food or whatever the case may be. And then we met some people, some cool people. Shout out to my trip cousins. Like, if y'all see this, shout out to y'all, because y'all really helped my trip become zen, because it was so much chaos. So shout out to y'all, because I still was able to accomplish my goals on this trip, even with all the chaos. So shout out to my trip cousins. Just want to take a detour and say that real quick, just in case y'all see this. But after we go to the bar, we go up for dinner. We find somewhere to eat. We found a restaurant, and at this point I was fatigued. My body was beat up because when we got off, the girl, her friend, when we got off the plane, I forgot to tell y'all about that. The girl had got scammed and paid money for a cab, and the company didn't exist. So we were standing outside for like an hour. And the Ubers weren't working. So that was the thing. So once we got to the room, already for me traveling and transferring flights, I was fatigued, but I was with the shits. I was ready to go toward the place. But by the time dinner hit around 9 o'clock, my body was beating my ass, and it was time for me to go lay down and take a nap. I didn't have a really big appetite. We wasn't smoking or nothing. So I was just more so annoyed. So I'm like, let's start over tomorrow because I couldn't make it to the strip because that's where they wanted to go to find the weed. So I was like, you know, guys, I'm going to go lay down. So they went out. Night one. This is a telltale sign right here. They went out. I'm glad they went out because they went and found some weed. And by the way, the shit was trash, but I'm glad we found some. They went out on the strip around 10 o'clock. They didn't get back to like 4 in the morning. My friend and her friend, they walked down to the beach. They found some weed. So when they were on the beach, she comes back and she tells me like what happens. They come back at 4 in the morning. I pop up because I'm like, these bitches got some weed and I want to smoke. So I get up, go on the balcony, and we talk about everything. My friend was like, yeah, we was on the beach and this guy from the cartel walked up to us and the beach was dark. He was like, get off the beach because a woman got beat to death. And then she was like, well, I don't know. His ass was probably lying or whatever the case may be. First of all, sis, get the fuck off that beach. This man had big ass AK fucking 47s wrapped around him. Get off that beach. Please listen to my mans. Okay, cool. Then they said after they left, they had caught a bus back. So now supposedly they get on the bus. Now they get on a bus to come back after they find the weed and get kicked off the beach or whatever with the cartel. They back on the bus and they go on. And they didn't have any cash on them. They only had card, and then they didn't have, their passports, just their IDs. So they're heading back, and the guy's like, do you have $1? They're like, we don't have $1. We don't have any cash. So the bus driver, he pulls the fuck over in the middle of fucking Cancun. And they're arguing. She's arguing back and forth with the bus driver. And he's like, I'm not taking y'all nowhere. So they get off the bus, y'all, in the middle of Mexico, Cancun, Mexico. And they tell me that they have like a 2, maybe 3 mile walk. So that's probably why they didn't get home till 4. They probably would have been trying to come back. But they finally make it they walk. They say just walk straight down the strip, and they finally make it to our hotel, the resort. And when you enter the resort, our hotel, when you see the resort on the street, it's not right there. To get to the hotel, it's like a 5-minute drive once you enter the resort. So they had to walk that 5-minute drive up the walk. And when we came in, the man told us, when we came in from the airport, he said, this is the lagoon. It's a lagoon on the side of the driveway. And there's alligators or crocodiles. Whatever the hell is in Cancun, alligators, crocodiles, or both, are in that lagoon. So they got these heels on and these skirts, and they running up the hill because the drive, it goes up, it goes like a curve. If you ever been to Cali, it's like those kind of streets, curves and hills. So they're running up the thing because a crocodile done popped out the damn lagoon, y'all. Oh my God. Crocodile or alligator. Correct me and let me know in the comments what is in Cancun. But yes, so they're running from this, and they finally make it back to the hotel room. So that was day 1. Y'all, what she does next, it really pissed me off. And I'm just like, are you serious right now?